Hey everyone, it's CurlyHairedHero, and welcome back to Mega Man 02. Previously, we took down the last of the 4 Guardians, fighting Fafnir, and we've discovered where El Piso finally is, and he's, I believe, woken the Dark Elf, and he's at the near Arcadia core, so we've gone out of our way to come here and try and stop him. Now, as you can see, we also got the EX skill, that is the EX skill, yeah. We got the EX skill of Fafnir, which, it's the blast shot. If you equip the flame chip and use your buster, it, basically, like, does this sort of crazy particle effect, so the effect stays on there for a while. So it has, like, this explosion effect after the hit lands. We also managed to get the power form, which is the strongest form we have in terms of attack at the moment. The defense is really not great, neither is the speed. I don't know how many use it. I've been doing pretty okay with just, you know, what I've got. So we'll see whether or not I'm gonna end up using that. We've also got one last form to get here, which is gonna be the energy form. Not sure if I'm gonna be able to get that, to be brutally honest, because in order to do that, I got to get 20 or some absorbent number of energy crystals or power crystals or whatever the hell they want to call it, which are these things. So you see there I have 2. I have to get a bunch of those before the end of this mission. So what I think I'm going to do is, whoopsie, I'm just going to try my best to get as many as I can using these same guys here. You can see those EX skills. I guess that wouldn't be too bad if I used some of my EX skills to sort of show them off, since I really haven't been using them, because I like having EX skills. That's my issue. I like having them, but I don't necessarily like using them, because they're not all that useful. So I didn't really spend all that time trying to get them, just because I thought that they would give me some sort of overwhelming advantage. The only time that ever really is considered is in the next game, Mega Man 03, because in that game, the sort of EX skills that they have are kind of essential to the game, somewhat. Well, not essential. They go back to sort of the X format, where you get, instead of EX skills, you get pieces of X. So you get different parts. So you get like a helmet that lets you automatically charge your weapons without having to hold down the button, which is pretty cool. I don't know how I dash through that guy every single time. I don't think I can. Okay. Or, for example, there's these boots that you can attach that allow you to double jump, stuff like that. I don't really remember how you get these weapons, because I don't ever remember getting an A rank, and at least more than one. Maybe I did once on a fluke, but on multiple occasions I know I didn't get an A rank, which is probably why that's one of my more favorite games. But anyways, enough about that. Let's just go through our, what are they called? Our EX skills in this game. So we have, of course, the first, which is the laser shot. It's not the first we got, but it's the one we have first, and it's just basically one of those. It's the charge shot for the booster, buster, sorry. No, I have a bad habit of saying that. And it just makes a laser shot that goes right through enemies, which is pretty cool. We also have the triple shot, which is when you have the ice chip equipped. Most of these EX skills are for the buster, and for the saber, which are obviously Zero's main weapons. But basically what this does is that it'll shoot out the blast, and once it hits somebody, it'll split out into 3. And it'll keep going. So it's basically like the laser shot, but it splits up into 3. What else we got? We've got the electric one, which is the spark blast. I'm guessing, no, spark shot. This one's not too great. I mean, it does have its sort of effectiveness in that once it hits, it splits and it goes up and down, which I guess is cool, but not really something you can use effectively often. Aside from that, we got this, which I've used up before. The let's see if I can pronounce that. Whew, boy. The Tenshozan. Which is just, whoops, should probably equip the saber while I'm at it. And you just hold down up while you're using the saber, and you get to basically just strike up, which is pretty cool because it covers a lot of ground, and it looks pretty cool. Then we have the Sengatsu, which is a dashing one, which I've done before, which is that one. You can equip an element to it. I don't know if it works with all elements. It's kind of weird, like the EX skills that for the saber, some of them get elements, some of them don't. So as you can see there, I only get the element for the Sengatsu when I use the electric, while for the 10 Shozan, if I have the fire chip equipped, I also get the element. And then for this, the sharp edge, probably that's kind of lame that that one's called the sharp edge and everything else isn't. So like cool named. Everything is all Japanese, and then the sharp edge is just all dull and bold. But yeah, the sharp edge gives it if you have the what's it called? The ice chip equipped, which obviously is corresponding to the boss that you get each EX skill from. So yeah, I forgot which one it is. I think yeah, you just hold it down. For that one, I forgot what that one was called actually. That's the electric chain, I guess. I don't know what E-chain, or maybe it's just energy chain. So when you hit an enemy with the do it. Hit an enemy with the chain rod, and they're still alive. You can hold down the attack button, and it'll drain the life out of them. Not exactly the greatest, especially since it takes so goddamn long. We already did the sharp edge. Next up is the blast shot, which is, you know, this. It does that explosion, which lasted a little bit, at least, you know, a couple of seconds. So that's cool. If maybe you either miss or there's another enemy coming, you know, it has a good effect. And then finally we have here the Kogenjin. Kogenjin. Yeah, I said that right. I need to savor. I believe, yeah. So you just hold down. It's the opposite of the, what was it called? This. The opposite of this. I forgot what that one was called. I think that was the, Denshozen. So yeah, those are all the EX skills we have so far. We only have one left, which is going to be the EX skill of the next boss, which is why I've taken so long with this level in particular, because it doesn't really fucking matter. It's the last boss, so I don't need to do, you know, S ranks for everything anymore. But I also need to get the energy form, so I'm just going to keep on doing that. I think that at least brings it up to 10. I kind of lost count a while ago. But that's at least 10. I was gonna come up with something. I originally had something that I want to talk about, but I don't really remember it now. I've been trying not to do that kind of stuff because, like, alright, here's the thing. I did a Pokemon Nuzlocke episode recently, and it was, I think like episode 4, 5, and I talked about a couple of, like, current events. I guess I try not to do that too often because, one, I don't want to date my videos. Two, I also don't want to be the fucking guy that, you know, just talks about events and has gameplay in the background. Like, I know I don't have anything against it. If that's what people want to do, if that's what people want to watch, go for it. But that's not what I want to do necessarily. Like, it is and it isn't. It's complicated. Like, it's not what I want to center my channel around. But if it's something I can do from time to time, maybe sure, if there's some things that pique my interest and I feel like talking about. But I just don't want to have these sort of same kind of characterizations or negative connotations that those guys do when I'm not even really doing that. I'm just I just happened to be playing a game and then something came up. So I talked about it. So that's why I try not to really make that a thing. That, and I also don't want my videos to be really outdated. That's one of the really things I don't. One of the really things. One of the things I really don't understand about those kinds of videos is how they don't get so outdated when, for example, they bring up something that came up, this one irrelevant thing that really only persists for like a day. Because given how the internet works, things are only really important for such a small amount of time. So I don't understand how people can make these kinds of videos that pertain to such, you know, current events. But they just have like a huge following and whatnot, when as soon as the day is over, the video is completely irrelevant. Because either the issue is resolved or just no one gives a shit about it, really. So I don't know, I honestly don't understand how people do it. But anyway, I think this gives me just... Come on, man. Like, I'm obviously gonna get a bunch of points taken off for getting hit so many times. And also for taking so long. But, like I said, I don't really care. Because, come on, man. I'm trying to get out of here with full health, and you gotta go and do that bullshit to me. Okay, just trying to make sure that there's no cyber elves anywhere. Because the issue is, like I said, I have to, for one of the final forms, I have to use every single cyber elf in the game. And that's pretty much the one I think that's the one that I really want to use. Perhaps, I'm not entirely sure. I have to look it up, but I'm really interested in seeing what it's like. Since it's the first time I actually played through the game legitimately, in terms of getting all of the EX skills and everything legitimately. Because before I kind of just used the game chart. After I beat the game, of course, that's sort of my thing. Oh, this guy's really annoying. After I beat the game, I have no problems. I need to switch this. Nope, that didn't even... There you go. I have no problem using game chart codes with games once after I beat them, because I figured I already beat them, so why the hell not? It'll help me, you know, see different things. Which is why, for example, with one of my first playthroughs, I did of, well, I shouldn't say, never mind. I always have an argument with my head, and I try to say it out loud. One of the first games I did on my channel, but the first video I even uploaded to my channel, actually, in terms of, like, content, was, you know, for Yu-Gi-Oh! The, I really don't... I want to go that way and see what's there, but I don't know if it's really worth it. I pressed the wrong button. Yeah, so I went inside and not finding out what's down there, because honestly, it's not really worth the time. I'm getting my ass beat. Oh my god, I hate these things so much. I went ahead and switched back to the original form. Just because I figured, why the hell not? What better time to do it than on one of the last missions in the game? Is this really necessary? All these spikes here, honestly. Oh, come on. And they throw this cocksucker down here. Finally get to make use of my E-Tank at least. Figured I might as well go with the OG. You know, I'm probably gonna end up switching. Oh my god, I hate these things so much. They're so annoying, and their attacks reach such a sort of huge range. So obnoxious. There we go. This might be the last boss already. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get this over with, I guess. Well, it's not the last boss in the game, obviously. This is the last boss for well, that I can just get an EX skill from. Let's see, something. I guess I might as well give it a shot. Go into the power form. It's purple. I like purple, so I have no problem with that. Oh, I remember this guy. This guy's a real pain in the ass. I don't remember, because I feel like I face him in every single game. Whether or not he is the same one from the previous game, but he's such a pain in the fucking ass every single time I face him. It doesn't help that this time around he gives you an EX skill, but the EX skill kind of sucks because it's for the shield boomerang, which I obviously don't use a lot. But on top of all of that, it's at the end of the game, so I can't really use it unless I use it against a boss. And what it does is that I think if they shoot you or something like that, I can sort of reflect that back to them, or not reflect it back. I can sort of use it in ways that drops energy crystals or something stupid. So obviously nothing useful that I'm going to need against a boss. Something that I could have used, you know, maybe prior to it, in all the other random missions, but not at the last stage of the game. So I find that really stupid and unnecessary. I don't know why they even gave him an EX skill, but what are you gonna do? I guess they felt bad for Herculoians, so they gave him one, but they didn't like 9 being an odd number, so they're like, no, that doesn't make sense. I've set a coordinate access, now you can return here anytime you want, so please return to the base once before you go any further. Please, 0. So yeah, we're inching our way through the Neo Arcadian base, since we don't have the connection to go straight to it. And oh man, look at those points. Got the EX skill of Rainbow Devil MK2, we got the filter shield, and we got the new form. The energy form has become available. Sweet. Zero's returning, yada yada yada. See if there's anything else that I can do. Zero, I'm glad that you're fine. Thank you very much for your effort. Please, just rest for a while. Cool. What I want to do mainly... Look at all those cyber elves I'm missing. I mean, I got a lot of these. A lot of the animal ones. Not a lot of the nurse ones, which really sucks. So yeah, we got all the fucking EX skills. And if I dodge a bullet, it'll turn into a crystal. There's my dog barking. And we also got the energy form, which isn't really that great. Stay fresh.
Gara 来たぜ